Many people in the United States consider North Carolina to be a state that's thriving, but recent studies tell a different story. According to the latest research, about 1 in every 6 residents is having trouble making ends meet, and approximately 18% of the population is considered to be living in poverty. Statistics that show that the issue of hunger in the United States is an urgent one. Reporter William Denslow has the story.
Oh, okay.
Mid-morning in North Carolina, and Wanda Baker is getting her food for the week. But after her husband's trucking business went under last year, she's been forced to come to food banks like this to put enough food on the table. And Wanda is certainly not alone. Some organisations say that around 1 in 6 people in the state struggle to afford enough to eat each month.
A lot of days we have over 200 people here to get food. We've stood out here in the cold, the rain, the heat, whatever, because we need it that badly.
At the Food Bank of Central and Eastern North Carolina, they say food insecurity is a growing problem. In 14 years, they say they now support an extra 260,000 individuals in their 34-county catchment area. Following the recession and the decline of the state's manufacturing sector, parts of North Carolina are starting to thrive. But this growth isn't consistent, and it's largely rural areas that are suffering. And as the cost of living continues to rise, many in the state are being sucked into poverty. With many working in food banks arguing that politicians aren't doing enough to help, thousands of people in the state are forced to make tough choices on a daily basis.
I call them wonderful jugglers because each month they're forced to make choices day in and day out. Do I put gas in the car or do I feed my family? Do I get the prescription filled or take my child to the doctor, or do I put food on the table?
With so many people reliant on food banks, some organisations are cooking up creative ways to help people escape poverty. At the Interfaith Food Shuttle, people struggling to find a job are given skills so they can find work in for-profit food industries. While confident schemes like this do work, people here say they need support.
Food banks can't do it alone. They have to do it in partnership with public sources, government sources, and with private sources. We have to get business involved because, that is the way we'll solve it. We won't solve it just by putting food on a plate.
But many food banks are struggling to even do that. That's why many human services agencies say real action is needed now. When it comes to food insecurity in North Carolina, the stats are troubling. Some feel that schemes to make people more self-sufficient will help, but a common thread amongst people working in the state's food banks feel that drastic national policy changes are needed to really address the issue of hunger here in the US. William Denslow, Telesur in North Carolina.